Are live. Hey everybody, welcome back to CoopCouch Gaming, all you Coop operatives out there. As well as anybody else that wants to join me on the couch today. Yeah, welcome back. I just had myself a delicious supper, if you will. I made up some fries, cut up some peppers, onions. Oh yeah, that was a good mix. A little hot in the face right now though. Got a little bit of habanero. A little bit of habanero, you know what I mean? Good old hot pepper. That helped open my throat up. That or to close it off. Ooh. Nah. I really like hot, spicy stuff. You know what I mean? So some good stuff. So last episode, at the end of last episode, I had a bit of a tangent I went on where I gave my sort of my piece in regards to Dark Cloud 2. Addressed kind of like what I think it did wrong, like what it's done right, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because I could be rambling on for a while. This episode though, I'm gonna jump right back into it. Let's see. So we need to get more bait because we need to catch a fish that's 60 centimeters or bigger that isn't a baku baku. Or what's 71-inch baku or centimeter. Baku apparently wasn't enough. It has to be specifically the fish type that he asked for, which is annoying, but such as it be. But the cool thing about that is because there's nowhere we can buy it until that guy joins us, which means we get to actually play the real game, which is exploring the dang dungeons. Oh, like straight up, like I gave my piece in the last episode, so I'm not gonna ramble on about it too much. But like, this game doesn't allow you to set your own goals too well. Like that's all I'm gonna leave it at. Like as far as like if I had to add anything to what I said last episode, at the end of last episode, this game doesn't really give you room to like have your own goals to reach. Like that's the one thing I would like to add. Like this game is very much like I don't know. I've already said a whole list. Here. That's alright, give me some stuff. So pretty much we just need to keep hunting through until we get enough bait to where we can catch the darn fish. And then we'll be able to actually progress. It is basically the boat that we're in right now. But you know what? You know what though? I'm actually okay with that. Because I get to just chill here and play the real game. Ooh, nice dodge, dude. Ooh. That guy got some moves. Not enough moves to where he can avoid getting shot by a grenade launcher. And cannon even. But, and he's got some moves. Goodness. But no, honestly, like, this is okay, because, like, see, this is, again, they really, like, they have, like, such a cool, like, game, but they don't spend enough time in it, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe everybody else is, like, cool and chill with the grind fest, like, fetch quest nature of, like, all of the, like, back and forth stuff. Like, maybe people are okay with it, but, like, if you're gonna do that, like, incorporate the game better, you know what I mean? Like, even the first game, like, yeah, there was some, like, fetch quest-esque stuff, right? And, like, you had to do certain stuff in the dungeons. But, like, again, you had to do it in the dungeon. Like, you know, the dungeon was still the centric thing. Like, it was, like, the centerpiece to it. You know, because that's where they knew, like, their strengths and gameplay lied, were, like, in the dungeons. But then you have this where there's so much that forces you out of the dungeon, and there's incentive to not even be in the dungeon, that it's just, like, just a little annoying, man. Like, I want to like this game, and I like the game. This is the game. I like this. But like the running back and forth to the train to buy materials, like that is so outside of what this game's about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. And like, yeah, you can get the materials by exploring the dungeon, but like there's far more incentive to just sell items, get money, and then just buy the materials that you need, as opposed to going into the dungeon and knowing like, oh, well, I need, oh, I don't have a stick yet, do I? I don't. Well, that's okay. That's okay, we'll find it. It's probably in this box. Ah, I was wrong. That's okay. It'll be an A box. It'll be an A box pretty soon. Man, those fries though. I'll have to remember that. Like that was pretty dang good. Like that was like doing the fries up like that with the onions, and the peppers. Like that was pretty dang good. Like that's some like. I'm trying to think. I actually just went to oh, what's it called? Buffalo Wild Wings with some friends. I didn't realize they actually have like cauliflower wings there. They were more expensive than what I wanted them to be. Ugh. Like, I mean, I'm just cheap like that. I'm cheap about pretty much everything. But like I gotta say, those wings were pretty dang good. But they did not have nearly as much kick as what I was expecting. Like it said like hot menu, like because I got from the sauce it said like hot menu whatever, right? Like where it's like the heat, like the hot menu. It was like jalapeno something or another, right? But I was like, you know what? Like I don't know, man. Like when it comes to heat, like I cook stuff here at the house with a lot more kick to it than what those cauliflower tots, cauliflower whatever you want to call them, cauliflower juice. Like I was surprised because like everybody there, like pretty much everybody I've heard from says like how like hot and how much heat their wings and stuff pack. But like I was actually, don't get me wrong, do not get me wrong, it was delicious. Like it was far better than what I was expecting it. Like from what, like it was a lot better than what I was anticipating. Like it was delicious. But like as far as like the heat component that everybody praises, like I don't know, man. Like it did not have nearly as much heat as I was anticipating it having. It was just like, well, I mean, I don't know, it was good. Like don't get me wrong, it was delicious. It was very, very good, but like I don't know. I was expecting far more heat behind it than what they gave me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Then again, maybe it's just where, like, what I cook here has dulled my senses to, like, hot food. Like, spicy foods. It's like, man, I love me some spice, man. Like, I'll cook spice into basically anything. Like, I'm talking, I mean, like, literally, like, habaneros with the dang fries. Like, some people would say that's a little overkill, but I say it's, like, perfectly delicious. Eat some bread. Yum, yum, yum. And let's just blat this guy. Yeah. He'll blat you, too. There we go. Man, they stand no chance against the blat cannon. Hey, there we go. Yeah, it was melee. Trying to get the wrench leveled up because we're actually really close to building up the wrench again, which would be perfect.
That takes care of you guys.
That takes care of you guys. All right. Go ahead and bust these up. We'll be good. Voice. Actually, let's double check. Now we need a little bit more attack. It's probably 50. We probably need 50 attack, so... What we could do, we've got some spare synthesis points. Yeah, we've got a lot of synthesis points for that, actually. Why don't we... I know I picked up several power. Yeah. Yeah, hey, here we go. Let's do 2 for now. Because I'm thinking maybe at 50 we can build up and then we'll see what we need. Because I know we might use some of those to build up this. Because the grenade launcher has so many requirements still. So let's save the rest. We'll do 2 for you. Get you up to 51. And that might be enough to level us up to the next bit. Yeah, perfect. See, now this is the game. This is how this is the fun part of this game, man. Oh. You know though. Oh, this game's making me think. Do we want the stinger wrench or do we... This one has high requirements. I'm half debating doing that. See, this is the part of this game I like. This is the game. Doing the dungeons, getting materials, leveling up your weapons. This is the game. This is what I want to do more of. But there's so much between... Like, there's so much between one and the other that just holds the game up so much to where you can't even play the game. Like, that's the real fault. Is like, there's so much not playing the game that you have to do to actually get to the point where you can play the game more. Like, man. Alright, so I want to do this one. I'm going to do this one. So we're not going to build that up yet. I'm going to see, let's see if we can actually like go ahead and work on it, because we've got a lot of synthesis points still. Let's bust this down. Vectorize. That'll up it by 10. That might be enough, because 60 might be the threshold. So that might be perfect. So throw you in there, because that'll put it exactly to 60. Yeah, that's exactly to 60, which might be enough to build it up to whatever the second one is. Oh, it is. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Alright, how many? I have 19 synthesis points. Oh, we got plenty of synthesis points. I bet 20 is probably our threshold. Let's stick 20, or yeah, 20, that'd be 21 total, but put that there. And then, what was the other requirement? Smash? Yeah, smash. I bet 30 is probably our smash requirement. That would be destruction. Yeah. So I bet this will be enough smash to get it there. So do that. Synthesize onto you. So that'll put that to 30, which might be our threshold. Probably our threshold if I had to take a wild guess. And then ice. Where did the ice one go that I just made? Here it is. So ice onto there. That up at the ice to 21. 20 might be the threshold. If not, then 30 is probably our threshold. Nice, nice. Ooh! That has a really high requirement. Goodness. Alright, so let's do 3 more chill. Because we only have 9 synthesis points left. So we'll do 3 chill. That'll put us up to 30 for ice. Yep, 30 for ice. And then after that, let's see. Okay, we have 6 points. Let's do smash the rest of the way then. And we can up that. Yeah, let's do. And let's leave 1 synthesis point free just in case. Because we don't know the requirements for the next one, so we don't want to waste too many synthesis points if we can help it. That up at the 45. That's gotta be the, like, 40 has to be a threshold for this one. Like, that's gotta be enough. Oh, this thing's requirements are chunky. It's probably 40 then. All right. Well, that's fine. Like, we're really close for the wrench now, though. I really like that. Okay, so that's really nice. I like it. I do quite like it. I do quite like how close we are to the requirements for that one. It's a berry saw. There we go. So we got 1 more prickly. That's good. Well, we'll probably, like, what I want to do, I just want to keep, I want to go just like level by level and just clear the whole dungeon. Because like by then we'll have like plenty of material, I would say, to continue fishing. Or at least we should. If we don't, I'll be mildly annoyed. Just mildly though, not too annoyed, mildly so. Yeah. Cough, cough. Alright, so we got a big old area here. Healing pod. And molar. Dude, I hate the molars though. The molars are like the worst enemy. Or at least they used to be. In this game, they actually are tolerable. Like, the molars are not nearly as intimidating as they were in the first game. They were like legitimately annoying in the first one. But in this one, you pretty much just bonk them and then they're dead. Like, goodness. Now that we have the hand cannon, these trees are just like cakewalk territory. Like, dude, like straight up when we first came here, it was actually horrible dealing with the trees. Like, those tree things were an absolute nightmare to fight, but now it's pretty much just like, well. Anyway, I started blatting. Like, straight up though. Get some crystals. Let's deal with you first. There you go. Oh, too easy. Oh, too easy. Let's see, what do we got? Got a rock. Whole lot of nothing. Let's blat you before you have a chance to blow us up. Man, like I'm really curious about that. The next wrench build up though. Like I'm really curious because like we could build it up to the stinger wrench, but the other one has such high requirements and is probably going to just be insanely better. And that's kind of what we want. Kind of what we want out of it, honestly, if I'm being honest here. Kind of want just a busted OP wrench. Oh, missed that. Yeah, come on. Well, you're not gonna come up now. I'll smack you when you're in the ground. Because, yeah, before, like, you couldn't actually hit them in the ground, I don't think. But in this one you can, so they're, like, way more tolerable in this. Like, they were a nightmare to try to fight before. I'll say that AoE still hit me. But we can poise through it. We got poise for days. Max over here with his 80 HP now. I'm curious, if we were to just keep giving Fruits of Eden to Max, what is the, like, the cap for his HP? I imagine there's probably some sort of a cap for how much HP they can have. And I would assume that the game gives you enough Fruits of Eden to eventually get both characters up to the max. But I'm curious at what point we'll have to, like, not up max anymore. Just a food for thought, a food for theory even. Man, game theory and its derivative companies. Like, I just recently, like, started watching some of their stuff again. And, like, I gotta say, like, their actual theories are okay. Like, they're okay. Like, they're interesting to watch. But, like, lately, I've really been delving into, like, GT Live stuff. Like, GT Live's actually been pretty solid lately, in my opinion. Like, I've been watching a lot of their, they're not really even doing live streams anymore, though. Like, GT Live is basically... It's not really live. Like, they haven't done an actual live one for, like, a while now. From what I've gathered, from watching their recent, GT Live stuff. But it's actually pretty interesting watching some of the GT Lives, though. Because they, like, break down, and watch, some of the, different, like, scary videos and stuff, and then they play certain video games and things like that too, but no, some of their, like, Mandela catalog stuff that they've been doing, like, that's been pretty interesting to watch. Like, it's stuff like that that I, like, would never watch by myself, you know, just because, like, I'm not really that interested in watching stuff like that myself. But when you have somebody like them watching it and they're, like, kind of breaking it down live, quotes live, like, that makes it far more interesting to me. Because, like, with me, like if I were to actively try to watch something like that, right? I feel like I would spend a lot of time like trying to break it down, but a lot of the time when it comes to things like that, I end up almost like podcast styling it, right? Where you have like you're doing something else and like listening to it as opposed to like actively watching it, right? So when you have something like that where it's mostly like visuals, like there's a lot of visual stuff you have to be paying attention to, it's nice having like, you know, that additional commentary so that you can kind of do that, like it's actually viable, you know, because they're describing it in their own terms, you know, to where you don't necessarily have to have as much of that visual component, you know what I mean? So no, they've been doing a good job with the videos lately, in my opinion. Like, yeah. And that's the thing, like, I'm not even huge into, like, game theory and stuff, but, like, yeah, GT Live, like, with how they've been doing the videos on there lately, like, it's been pretty solid. They even recently played through, a game that I talked about here on stream, garbage. I'm horrible name. Oh, Cooking Companions. Yeah, they recently played Cooking Companions, which is a game that I had talked about here on stream. Because like I find it really interesting. Like I'm into like Doki Doki Literature Club and stuff like that. Like that, like those horror mediums are like really good. Like, you know, it I guess sort of subvert your expectations, right? Like I love those style of things. That's why I like Puella Magi, stuff like that. Like those, like anime and stuff. Like I really like those anime like it. You know what I mean? Because it's just like you have an idea of like what to expect, but then it like throws you off, like, you know, partway through, right? And like becomes something that you were not expecting. So it takes what you think should happen and throws it aside, and then now you're in this limbo of perfect. It throws you into this limbo of like, oh well, now I don't even know what to expect at all, you know, going forward. You know what I mean? Like I love those like media, you know what I mean? Hey, two. Whoa! Is that like legit two? Oh, it's legitimately two of them. Oh, dude. Man. The dungeon watchers or whatever are on my side today. Wayfish. Yeah, 4 destruction. We'll take that too while we're at it. We'll go ahead and blat those. But yeah, like anyway, sort of wrap up what I was saying before. Yeah, GT Live, hey, keep up the good work. Because, like, I've been really enjoying the videos on there lately. It's been good watches. Like I said, because they're able to break stuff down, you know, more actively, like, when I'm, like, not able to really actively watch stuff like that myself. You know, because, well, can't say I really want to take the time to break down some of those personally, so it's good to have somebody else that can do that while I'm doing my own thing. Fortis, good hit. Oh, doesn't even stand a single chance. Well, you love to see it. Let's blat you. Okay, get some more parts. Hey, prickly, perfect. Because yeah, the whole point of what we're doing now is just acquiring more fishing bait. Because we need to catch a darn fish, and I was so mad last episode. I'm not gonna bring that up now, because I'm actually having a lot of fun right now. Like, this is the real game. This is the part that I enjoy. This is the part that's fun. Goodness. Man, any time that this game makes me do something that's not the fun game, like the actual game, it's just like, nah, we can one-shot these now, perfect. Probably since we upped our smash on this so much now. We up their smash like so much. Alright, let's see. Hey, salty med pack. Nah, dude. No, like, don't get me wrong. Like, nah, I really enjoy this game, but like I coming from like Dark Cloud 1. I will say I have some critiques about this. Like, dude, straight, like, I really enjoyed the game, but like, this is the game. Like, I really feel like the dungeon delving, like, that's the fun part of the game. Like, that's the part that you should focus on, right? Like, because like, definitely in the first game, like, everything was centered around the dungeon. Like, you would spend so much time in the dungeon, grinding through the dungeon, like. And then in this one, I feel like, yes, you have the dungeon, but there's so much back and forth in town and doing that quest line, right? Like doing the, you know, different things around town, to where it's like, it takes you out of the game too much. Like, the game, like this part of the game, you know what I mean? So that, wow, like, dude, I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's just that part of it has really kind of like irked me in a way, you know what I mean? Like don't get me wrong, I really like the game. I'm not mocking the game too much. I'm just giving my thoughts on it, you know what I mean? Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, like straight up, like I want to revisit. Like, the whole reason I'm doing Dark Cloud 2 is because, like, when I was younger, for whatever reason, when I was younger, I really enjoyed Dark Cloud 1. Like, I played it all the time. Like, it was, like, definitely within my, like, top list, right? Like, it was, like, pretty solid when I was younger. Like, I enjoyed it. But for whatever reason, like, and I couldn't remember why. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, not liking this game. Like, I really didn't like it, like, compared to the first game. And, like, I wanted to play this one on stream first, so that I could give my, like, unbiased opinion, like, you know, detached from the first one a bit. Like, I wanted to, like, kind of get into this game and see, like, what were the reasons when I was younger, didn't like this as much. Like, what was the holdup in me liking this game? And what I've kind of concluded, and, like, you know, at the end of garbage, the dang devil. That's okay. We've got HP for days. But kind of the conclusion that I've came to, how much Monica had sword and didn't want to play the female. Right? Like, I will say, like, I've pretty much been, like, playing just Max because of, like, the meme of having a hand cannon. Like, dude, straight up, the hand cannon's been, like, the funnest thing to play with, in this game. Sorry, I'm still working through some bronchitis, so sorry if, got a little bit of cough still. But no, like I haven't actually been using Monica very much. Like, I probably should. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, like, both are very viable. I was going to say, like, I just got to that point. I haven't really delved into the monster transformation yet much. But yeah, kind of to wrap up what I was saying before, like, I wanted to play this game so I could give my opinion, because, like, when I was younger, I didn't like this one, and I wanted to see why I didn't like this one as much. And, like, what I've concluded thus far is, like, just the back and forth with the town and, like, not having the dungeon be sort of the centerpiece of the experience. Because, like, in the first game, it's very much centered on the dungeon. Like, you spend so much time in the dungeon. You spend a majority of your time in the dungeon, versus this where, like, instead of having to go into the dungeon to acquire your materials and everything, like, and I actually did praise this game in, like, the crafting bit. Like, that was a really cool mechanic. Like, you know, you, like, hand build your own, like your town pieces, as opposed to having, like, a predefined, you know, town that you sort of add pieces to. But the thing is, even that in this game devolved into nothing more than, like, I could just go to the guy in the back of the train and buy all the material, right? So at that point, the game isn't so much about getting materials in the dungeon. It's basically grind the dungeon to get money. like, I feel like in this game, you could pretty much do everything, assuming that you acquire enough money, and, like gold, you know what I mean? And that, to me, isn't as appealing as, like, specifically going through the dungeons, trying to find, you know, like, this specific thing, right? Need more unit, yeah, yeah, money, man. Yeah, not enough gold, my liege. But yeah, like, right now, and another annoying bit is the darn fishing in this. Like, in the first game, fishing was, like, optional. Like, it was a mini game that you could do. In this one, it's a requirement. And I will say that's a little annoying. Like, if I'm gonna do the fishing mini game, I want to do it on my own terms. But this game quite literally forces your hand into doing the fishing. And the problem is, I did not have, like, I ran out of bait. I caught, like, 5 fish, none of which were the ones that I needed. I got a Baku Baku, which I decided to keep, a Tartan, which I decided to keep, and a Gummy, which I absolutely hate, and I'm going to roast alive because I do not want to see another Gummy in my dang life. I spent, no joke, in one of the, I think it was episode 6 of this that I did, I spent not quite 2 hours trying to catch the darn, like, fish that you needed for the quest. 2 hours worth of fishing to try to catch the fish that I needed. And that was absolutely a nightmare. Yeah, exactly. Straight up. Like, yeah, like if you're playing Dark Cloud 1, like, fishing's fun. Like, it's fun. But it's fun if you're doing it just for the sake of doing it. Like, I don't want to have to progress the game by fishing. Like, oh, I think actually you can use fishing points in the first game to buy, I think you can buy, the, what is it, the talking slingshot? I know that you can acquire it otherwise, but I think you can also acquire, the talking slingshot, from, fishing points as well. That was always, like, one of my favorites. Yeah, you buy gems and a rare weapon, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I remember you could buy, like, some weapons and stuff. But, like, in this, like, having you basically be required to fish in order to progress the game, it's just, like, it's just tedious, and again, like, I feel like this game has far more back and forth, like, outside of the dungeon, compared to the first game, where it's just, like, it's fun having fun, just exploring the dungeons over and over again, you know what I mean? Like, but in the second one, enter the contest and level up your rod. To be honest, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, some people, like, it really depends on, like, what you want to, like, I guess, get out of the game. Like, for me, I have far more fun, like, doing the random dungeon delves, utilizing the items you acquire in said dungeon delves. Like, that's the part that really appeals to me. But, like, yeah, if like, you know, if you don't mind the, like, the fishing components and, like, sort of the back and forth in town, like, I mean, yeah, that's good. Oh, gotcha. And yeah, and that's the thing, like, I don't mind the mini games, but, like, half of my health again. Like, I don't mind the mini games. I just would like, I would like the mini games to not become the main game, if that makes sense, in a way. I feel like, you know, keep it optional. Like, I really like how they utilized it in the first game, where, like, it's, like I said, it's optional. You have the option, like, you can progress, like, you can level up, get, like, a really good weapon if you spend the time fishing, but it doesn't hold you back from progressing the actual story, if that makes sense. Like that's kind of the holdup that I have, is, like, if it's going to be a minigame, like, keep it a minigame and have the rewards of such, like, sort of match. As opposed to having, like, again, sort of like the requirement, because at that point it's not a minigame anymore. You know, it's not a minigame anymore, it's the main game. And, you know, the game at that point needs to decide, like, okay, well, you know, we have this whole dungeon delve, dungeon crawl. Like, is that the main game? Is that, like, how much weight does it have in the progression of the game, I guess, at that point, right? Like, you know, how is progress weighted? You know, is it going to focus on this? Is it going to focus on, like, the fishing itself? Like, is that going to be the, you know, point? You know, that's a good way to put it. Alright, so in terms of, like, the amount of time, like, spent, I guess. Oh, wow, I didn't know that you can knock those back. That's actually really cool. I had no clue you could hit those back. Alright, that's good to know. But no, I guess the way to put it is, like, of the amount of time that you spend completing the game, how much percentage of the game should be, like, X factor, right? Like, how much of it should be spent in the dungeon versus doing the fishing? Because right now, the only reason that we're actually in the dungeon now is because I need fishing material to catch the 60 centimeter Nuki. Like, that's the only reason that I'm even in the dungeon right now. So that's time spent. Like, that's time spent doing something specifically for the sake of progressing the fishing. No, like, don't get me wrong, like, they did the fishing fine. I'm fine with the fishing. It's just the way that they make it a requirement to progress the game, I guess, is where I kind of, like, question it. Like, I would have liked to have seen, like, more dungeon centric, right? Like, even if it were a thing of, like, fishing sequences within the dungeon, you know what I mean? Where you have to go to the specific floor of the dungeon because that's where, you know, this fish is located. Like, it keeps you within, like, the main centerpiece of the game, which, in my opinion, is the dungeon, like, the dungeon crawling. Oh, I forgot. I replaced the thing with the cannons. Oh yeah. Oh, that's satisfying. Straight up, like, I forgot that I replaced it with the cannons. Super glad it's involved. Yeah, the first one gave you the option to fish, but it was yeah, I kind of get you there too. Because yeah, it was kind of boring. Like, you did it for the sake of the grind, and, like, the only reason that you yeah, I get your side of it too. I guess I mean, that's the cool thing about this game though, right? It's just like, there's different things that people find appealing about these games, right? Like, that's the cool bit. Like, they're not all that well known, like, at least in my, it doesn't, like, I don't hardly hear anybody talking about them. Any of my friends never have heard about these games. Like, I feel like these games are, like, it's very niche. Like, there's not a huge audience for them, but it's really cool because, like, of the people that I have seen, you know, like, posting stuff online about, like, people talking about it, it's like a lot of people found, like, different parts and, like, different pieces of these games, like, to be, like, the fun bits, right? Like, I feel like for how, like, limited an audience this game series has, of that group, there's a pretty diverse group of, like, interests that people find in them, right? Like, I don't know. And again, like, I don't know. So you, for instance, like, you know, you're down with the fishing and the mini games being more centerpiece of the game, like, you know, included within the main scope of the game. Whereas, like, to me, like, I don't mind mini games, unless, like, they're intrusive to the, like, the bulk of the game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, you know, like the first Dark Cloud game, like I played through that so many times. Like, when I was younger, I never beat this one. I can't even, like, I don't even remember how far I got when I was younger in this game, honestly. Like, I remember I didn't get too far, because, like, I just didn't enjoy it when I was younger, like, compared to the first game. So, there's whole dungeon super fast exploring. Yeah, exploiting the weapons and mechanics, yeah. Like, that's the thing, yeah, like, it's a fun series, man. Like, it really is. Yeah, it's like a really fun series. And, like, I'm surprised, like, there's a lot of games like this, and I'm glad that, you know, with the channel and how it is now and everything, I'm glad that I get a chance to, like, explore games like this again, you know, like the older games, because, like, I really enjoy these games. But, like, on my own time, it's like, I don't really play a whole lot of video games anymore. So, like, revisiting these, it's, like, such, like, a nostalgia kick, because, like, man, I remember these games when I was a kid, you know what I mean? It's, like, revisiting them, it's cool to sort of see now, like, what I think of these games, like, compared to, like, when I was younger. Like, I will say, I'm having so much more fun with this compared to when I was younger. Like, I've been really having fun with Dark Cloud 2. Despite what younger me thought about it. Like, I've really been having fun with it. I can't wait to, like, finish this one and then revisit Dark Cloud 1. I'm really gonna enjoy Dark Cloud 1 too. 1, 2. As well, is a better way of phrasing there. But, like, and yeah, this series, there's so many great games, like, and it stinks because, like, these games don't really have a huge following on Twitch or anything either, and nor does it really need to. Like, you know, the very few that, you know, recall these games and actively follow along with, you know, what's going on with these games now is like, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, with this channel, you know, CoopCouchGaming, like, we've delved into some newer stuff, like, but I feel like, at least for me personally, you know, and, you know, Mitchell, he's the, you know, the co-host, if you will, but he, like, you know, he might think otherwise, but, like, at least for me, like, with, you know, the games that I choose to do solo on here, like, a lot of it's going to be the older stuff like this because of, like, oh, really? Oh, garbage. I just wasted a darn repair powder a little bit ago. Alright, there we go. Oh, hello, Mimic. Don't mind if I do. Oh, we might be able to, let me double check, because we were really close to building this up. We need chill. Not quite leveled up yet. Okay. I was going to say, because if we can get some more chill on that, then we should be able to build it up, which would be perfect. Nice. Okay. Let's get you. Alright, so we have a lot of, I say that. We have a decent amount of fishing material now, so that's good. Blat. Ooh, nice guard. Not nice enough to survive, but... Alright, let's get this on open here. Let's see, open her on up. What do we get? Got a map. Let's go up here first, because this is kind of, isolated up here a little bit. Yeah, ooh, I'll pick this up real quick. Yo! Hey, we'll take whatever that is. Got some bread in that dough. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, Mimic Hand. I will say though, like, I will say though, Salty, like, what's your opinion as far as, like, the difficulty of this versus the first game? Like, you're actively playing the first one now, and I'm assuming you've, you know, played the second one relatively recent, if you're revisiting these old games. Like, what do you think of the difficulty differences between the first and second game? Like, to me, this game is far easier than the first game. Like, the first game is brutal, like, in my opinion, compared to this. Like, I mean, they really streamlined quite a bit. Like, like in my opinion, they made the weapon like system in this a lot easier. The fact that your weapons can't permanently break is also quite a difference. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the first one's not hard, but like, as far as like the mechanics of the game, like are concerned, like I feel like the first game's a bit more brutal, in regards to like the weapon system, and like you have to like drink water, like the inventory system is like way more limited, whereas like item stack here, no item stack in the first game, like I feel like they really streamlined a lot of the mechanics in this and just made it, I guess, more user-friendly is maybe a better way to put it. Like, the first game is not very user-friendly at all, but that's like part of the challenge of it, is like making sure that you prepared the right items for the dungeon, right? And sort of the India-based comment from me. I like the survival aspect of the first, yeah. I like the combat of the second. Yeah, I will say, like, honestly, the enemies and the combat in this, I will say, is actually an improvement. Because like the first game, one of the complaints rather about the first game that I have is that the enemy spacing in the dungeons, like I feel like there is quite a bit of yeah, mechanics of the game, yeah. The one thing I will say about the first game, I feel like they did not have enough enemies in each floor of the dungeon. Like, I feel like there was a lot of open gaps, whereas this, like, this one consistently, like, I feel like the spacing and, like, I don't know, the algorithm of how they generate the dungeons in this is a bit more interesting. Because in the first game, I feel like there's a lot of kind of like openness that is like, and that's one thing that I actually noted about this one in a different episode. They like, there's no like Din's Feather system in this where you can like use Din's Feather to progress, right? Or like run faster. Like there's only a set speed and there's no Din's Feather area. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, but like in this, like they don't really need a Din's Feather because I feel like, oh, okay, perfect. We love this. Hey, repaired, perfect. But in this one, I feel like they didn't need a Din's Feather because they spaced everything out reasonably. In the forest and sewer, you have a link between one side and the other. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like, yeah, with the first game you had Din's Feather to cover the extra ground. Where the first one is branched out and doesn't connect. Takes longer to get one side to the other. Yeah, I got you. That's true. Let's see, go ahead and saw this on down here. Boop, 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 boop. Wipe it. Go ahead and cut that on down. Yes, I would love to proceed to the next floor, please. Thank you much. Ah. Alright, legendary killer snake. More like Blat with the hand cannon. Because the darn hand cannon is just like busted OP. Yes, time to Blat. Where is the snake? Oh, I forgot the Grumos start showing up here. Yeah, they're pretty much immune to my Blat cannon. Alright, they're not immune to pain though, which is fortunate for us. These guys are also pretty much immune to my hand cannon. Surprisingly enough, considering their fire, their ice. Let's see. Blat him. Oh, hello. You look like you need a good rock to the face, followed by Blat cannon. Nice. Didn't even stand a single chance. Alright, so let's see. We do not have the stick yet, so let's not go that way. But yeah, like, What was I kind of saying? Oh, with the first game, you had Den's Feather to fill the gap of the dungeons, whereas in this, I feel like with how the enemy placements and everything are, you end up having like, you don't need that because there's interesting stuff pretty much from point A to point B compared to the first game, which, you know what, you get a bomb. There we go. Until the monster level up, figured out it's gonna be a more difficult part of the game. Until the monster level up gets figured out, it's gonna be a more difficult part of the game. Okay, I got you. Oh! I was not paying attention! Oops! Oops! Oh, is that something later? Okay, I have no clue. Oh, dude, oh, that would be so cool though. Like having an upgrade for the ride pod that speeds things along. So far, I've only got the little cannon bit, and then I did get like a tread, but I can't use it yet because of some size requirements or something. Jeez, that combo potential though, goodness. Alright, it's gonna take me a second to... Jeez! Okay. Could you not? Alright, here, go. Go away. Man, these guys in their blat here, goodness, man. Yeah, these guys... That's a stop! Goodness, man! These guys are just blatting me here with their little hands there, goodness. Yeah, stop that. Don't you mind? Goodness. Alright, but that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know about a motorbike thing. I mean, that's pretty neat. Oh. Ah. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I didn't even know. I mean, that's cool if that's the case. I did make a comment the other day about that. I was like, I wonder if there's an upgrade for the ride pod that's boosted speed. But that sounds like that's the case, which I am totally down for. Cause yeah, like personally, I don't really use the ride pod too much. Like the only time that I use the ride pod is when you basically have an enemy that you have to use it for. Which to me was also kind of an annoying bit. Like personally, I would like to see the ride pod be optional. Because at that point you do get to the point where if you don't have fuel, then you're kind of stuck. Like you just gotta kind of like suffer through trying to fight the enemy that would normally require a ride pod to do a lot of damage to. But oh, hey, you got nothing on fire magic. Okay, get a nice little chill stone. There you don't. Nope. Yeah, do your little clap bit. There you go. There you go. Get clap and a half over here. Sorry, that's a game theory thing. Alright, throw you there. Alright, let's continue full. Dang Grumo. Is Grumo having ways? That is the one problem with pretty much only leveling Max up. Monica's really not gotten too much under her belt here. That's the one downside. Ah, garbage. See, no, this is exactly what I mean, because now I don't have Max, which means I don't have the ride pod. But here's an enemy that basically requires the ride pod. I was gonna say, I don't have any resurrection items either. Ah. Yeah, bombs could be good. Yeah, I do have some bombs. Let's go ahead and equip those. Yeah, I don't have any items for resurrecting yet. Let's see. Bloop. Ah. I'm burning money though. Ah! I don't suppose fire's gonna do. Nah. Alright, bombs it is. There you go. The money! All the delicious money getting burned away. That's okay. No, you don't. Not clap. Stop with the clapping. Thank you. Okay. Yes, nobody claps around here unless I say so, which is not right now. Some other time. Alright, Grumo. We meet again. No, you don't. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, Grumo? Ooh, nice dodge. Not nice enough to survive, but still fairly nice dodge. Nope. Not today. Ooh, Monica gets the Bandit Brasser that steals enemy. Oh, really? Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I remember. I remember in the first game I had the Bandit Slingshot. And that was like I loved that one because like I could use it for grinding out some items and stuff. Like, that was like legit really good. I was gonna say, does that build up from what I currently have though? I guess is the question, because I've got the gold Brassard right now. Oh, I just need attack for that? 5 to synthesis points. Let's see, what do I got? Hey, perfect. Well, let me see. What do I have that... I mean, that's fire. Let me see what I have that maybe gives me, attack up. Because, yeah, I've got 5 synthesis points. Oh, I overleveled. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because I remember there's 2 different branches from Monica's armband, right? Like this one. There's 2 different branches, and I went with the fire route. So probably the cyclone route's where the bandit one comes into play, if I had to take a wild guess. So I'll have to build up that one, because that would be really handy. Hey, some paint. You love to see it. I mean, it is paint, so kind of is the whole point. I mean, to be fair though, there are certain paints that smell okay. I mean, not that you're really supposed to. You really should not smell paint. But that being said, there are certainly paints that smell okay. Let's see. I will say, like, when you're like doing like model painting and stuff like that, like, I don't know, it's something weird. It's not that it really has a smell about it, but like, it's just the mindset of model painting like has its own like feel to it. Like, it's weird. Just like, ah, yes, I shall paint this. Like, okay, let's see. Ding dang, Sonic Bomber. Sonic Boomer, more like, huh? Ouch! Well, didn't stun lock him. Thing. Alright, well, we're pretty much out of bombs, so let's just suffer through. Okay, so that's 3 damage. That's not gonna cut it. That is not enough damage. I've got 1 more bomb. Let's go ahead and use it. You don't. I mean, I've got plenty of repair powder. Because that's the other thing, and another reason why I say this game's a lot easier, is because, like, they give you so many more items to utilize. Like, you pretty much have access to, like... You basically have access to the entire storage chest that you would have in the other game. Like, just at all times. Because in the first game, like, you have, like, the Witch Lady... Well, there's several. The first one that you encounter is the Witch Lady that, will keep your items once you, upgrade her stuff, right? Like, she's, like, your first point of contact for storing items. Ooh. Oh, yeah, we gotta move. There we go. Come on. Come on. Oh, there you go. There you go. Ooh, oh, don't even stand a chance. Man, that combo's potent. Okay. Yeah, I get hit with some fire. Like, get him! Okay, heal. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Come on. Get him! There you go. Yeah, because the thing is, like, inventory management was... huge in the first game compared to this one. Like in this one, you pretty much don't have to worry about anything inventory related. Which is nice, like it's a nice change of pace. Like this game is like more relaxed in my opinion, like when it comes to the actual game. It like lets you just play without having to worry about too much. Whereas the first game like very resource management heavy, if you will. You know, which, you know, that's just the, you know, gameplay design choice, you know, on their part. And neither is necessarily better than the other. I'm fine with either. I will say this one's easier to just like pick up and play though, which is nice. Especially like if you have kind of like a limited time frame, right? Up until you try to collect clothes, then you run out of okay. So that's something else that I have not encountered yet. So the clothes that you're talking about, so is that like a pretty important mechanic? Like, at some point will you have to like get these clothes, or is that like just like aesthetic something? Yeah, between the building materials and the ride pods. Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah, I was going to say, like... Oh, I forgot the grotesque spider ladies. Hey, what you guys up to? What you doing? Hey, don't be blocking my fireball. Depends on if you want to collect or not. Like, honestly, like, I'd be down for something... She's healing the other one? No. Nah, you grotesque spider lady. Nobody likes no spider ladies. You get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. Alright, well that's cool. Yeah, I'd be down to collecting some of that. Like, as long as it's not like too, like, go ahead, we have full on that. So let's go ahead and synthesize a few of those. Let's go ahead and synthesize a little bit of... Ooh, that's not what I want. Let's specterize some of this. This only worth 5 chill, or 1 chill rather. That's not a good turnaround. I don't like that. We can sell those if any. Oh, garbage! He's shooting us. Alright, there you go. Yeah, dang Hunter Wolf over here, trying to shoot me with an actual gun. You hate to see it. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, because right now, like, inventory-wise, actually, we don't have as much space as what I thought I did. I mean, that's still, like, a lot of slots, though. Like, I mean, that's still pretty solid right now. Yeah. Yeah. I could say, like, yeah, if we encounter, like, any more item types, then, yeah, we'll probably... Ooh, yeah, I'm one shot down, okay. Yeah, it's a lot until it's not, yeah. I was going to say, because, yeah, if we start acquiring any more, like, materials, then, yeah, we could probably be in a bad spot. Because, like, right now, we're pretty good, but I imagine we'll acquire a lot more materials and stuff, you know, within the next couple of, areas. So I imagine there's certain, like, materials that are, specific to different, regions, you know? You talk to the mayor and starts giving you rare clothes you can't make or buy. The old mayor. Right, let's go ahead. I don't want to use all these items, but we'll do it. Garbage. He done licky to me. Ding dang King Mimic with his little licky licks. Hate it. I do like the tasty water just being something that's like a curing aid now, as opposed to a necessity for life. I do quite like that. Gotcha, I was curious of what the mayor's bit was, because I revisited the mayor a couple of times, and every time thus far he's basically said that place the storage and where you get 30 weapon slots. 30 material, yeah, 60 item slots, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the first game was very, like, limiting in terms of its storage capacity. Like, inventory management was a lot more required on, like, the daily dungeon delve, compared to this, where inventory management, I guess, in this is basically, yeah, inventory management in this is more of, like a, not really a meta, idea, but, like, it's a requirement for, like, outside of the dungeon. It's a lot more storage than... I mean, is it, though? Because the thing is, like, in the first game, your items don't stack, though. So, you end up, you know, having, like, of your 60 item slot storage, like, you end up having, like, you know, 10 repair powder, plus however else you bring in, right? Guess they do stack? No, they don't stack in the first game, do they? Oh. No, items don't stack in Dark Cloud 1. Yeah, I was going to say, like, yeah, in the first, and that's why I say it's, like, a lot more, like, resource management heavy. Because, like, you end up having, you know, if, like, 10 slots are, like, dedicated to repair powder, you know, if you have 10 things of bread, like, you might end up in a point where, like, you're trying to pick up an item, you know, that you know, required, and it's like, you don't have space. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, what can I get rid of? Like, there's not really a whole lot of that in this, which, you know, I'm okay with. Like, you know, that's a game design choice on, you know, that. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, you can increase your store. Yeah, you can do that. That is one thing. You can increase your maximum capacity, which is great. And that's the one cool thing. Like, there's a lot of incentives to, like, doing the town building and the georama stuff. I mean, in both games, really. Which is really cool. You know, talking to the different people and trying to figure out which one wants. Like, I mean, even like the first game, like, you know, doing everything in the town correctly unlocks unlocks the main character's, like, special attack, like, you know, by doing that. And it's like, oh, well, that's cool. You know, it's like, it's an optional thing, but you unlock, like, a really cool ability. And, like, it rewards you, like, the rewards for taking the time to, like, build the towns and everything properly, are, like, you know, it's really rewarding, and that's really cool. Yeah, the quality of said special attack is so-so. But, I mean, it's still cool that that's, like, a thing that you get, right? That's true. I will say, overall, the combat in the second game is better. Yeah. At least, I mean, overall, it's better. I'm guessing you pretty much only have, like, the 2 characters in this. Like, as opposed to, like... And maybe that's part of the reason, too, is, like, they put more focus on the characters that they do give you in this, versus the first game, where you have, like, a lot of different characters that all have their own kind of, like, style of play. So, like, they were able to specialize with this a bit better, like, for the good, as opposed to, like, trying to have, you know, I think, what is it, 5 different characters in the first game that you switch between? So, I feel like they kind of, they had too much with the first one, versus this, where they were able to, like, actually make the characters better. Which is great. Hey, we're almost to the end of the dungeon. Perfecto. Perfecto mundo, last one. But, yeah. The boss, we can't do the boss yet because we need to do, we need to get the Sundew stuff. Because we've got the seed from Mr. Jurak, wherever the dang seed went. That's somewhere here. But yeah, we still need the Sundew to be able to grow it, nice and big, that one. Get that groom out. Oh, garbage, I forgot. Yeah, he has a 2-tick. There we go. One thing I could say is if someone figured out how to make the character switch faster by adding a character wheel instead of shuffle, that would speed up the combat. Make it instant instead of 3 seconds. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, switching between the characters was always like a tedious bit. I mean, even in this, where like you do have like a dedicated button for like switching, like I was gonna say, yeah, we can switch back to Max because yeah, we got to the next floor. Let's go ahead and heal Max. We'll use him for a bit. Yeah, but yeah, I will say, like, you know, this game kind of streamlined things a little bit better. Because like, yeah, well, it also helps that there's only 2 characters to switch between. Well, 2 characters plus the ride pod technically, but yeah, the first game, like having to like rotate around and select your character, you know, whichever one you want, like, especially by the end of the game when you have like so many different characters to switch between, it's just kind of like, well, all right, I really need to use this guy, but do I really need to? I don't want to switch. I just want to like keep into the action. Yeah. Ooh, man, this guy's got some dodges! Man! I mean, not enough dodges to keep him alive, but... Alright, Max, Monica, yeah, and, oh, 9 monster transformations, goodness. Okay, so that's a pretty big deal then, okay. I haven't quite gotten to the point where, like, the monster transformations are, that important yet, but, like, but okay, yeah, I didn't realize there'd be that many of them. Goodness. Well, that's going to be a little bit of work. Try to get all those. Alright, get you. Alright, get this one here. Just like so. A ding-dang hunter fox. Nice guard, dude. I mean... You followed up the guard with taking 3 rounds to the chest. So, yeah, you hate to see it. Yes. Not to mention those monsters branch out into different types of, hey, nice. Okay. Individual. Okay, okay. So each monster basically has its own, almost like weapon upgrade system in a way. Where you have different, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's the thing, like, there's a lot of cool stuff about this game, and, like, I know, like, I haven't really gotten very far, like, at all yet. Like, if I had to take a wild guess. I mean, we're still in the 2nd area. Like, I imagine there's so much more to this game still. Like, but nah, I've been having a great time with it. Like, it's a lot better than what I remember it when I was younger being. Like I've had a lot of fun with it, honestly. It's got its weird bits, and like I've been trying to like keep my opinion as like focused on just this as possible, like without influencing it with you know, the old game. Hey, some more stuffs. Like it. I'm gonna say we hopefully will have enough fishing material by the time we're done with this. Ooh, right pod fuel. We'll stock up. Man, I don't want to specterize that. It's like worth nothing. Yeah, cause that's it's oh, antidote drink. Yeah, we can burn some antidote. Yeah, 20 scale up. Sure, go for it. Like all the points, but. Well, we'll do it. Hey, slash branch. Great, because we've got a slash branch ready thing right here. Not that we really need it though. It's like this. There's nothing behind it. Yeah, there's like nothing. Oh no, there's a bot. Oh, I don't have the magic crystal yet. Yeah, that's why. It's like, oh, there's nothing right there. Like, yeah, there is. I just don't have the item that I can tell yet. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, I just need the, for all I know, it's probably, magic crystal, yep. Yep, it always does it. Like, the last box either has the magic crystal or, the map. Pretty much always a guarantee. I do not know where that rocket just went. I don't know if you saw that. The grenade launcher rocket, for some reason, decided to just yeet on out through the woods. I don't know what that was about, but okay. I quite enjoy that. Oh goodness. Sorry for the cough. Like I said, I'm just about through a round of bronchitis, so I'm slowly but surely on the mend. I'm actually doing a lot better than I was. Like, if you watch any of the vids from yesterday or anything, like, I was pretty rough yesterday, but like I'm doing considerably better today, fortunately. And I'm glad too, because like, all of the monsters have been slain. Okay, perfect. Alright, well, let's just hop on off of here. Go ahead and bust this on down. Nice, you love to see it. And boom jams. Nice. I think this was actually the last one before the boss, so we're pretty much at the point now. Yeah, so let's exit dungeon. Yeah, let's exit the dungeon and see what the next bit is. Actually, let's go here real quick, see what material we need to buy. And then kind of go from there. Cause yeah, because we'll need. Because I still need to build one more house. For the plate. Yeah, I still need to build one more house. So, oh, I actually got enough wood. Perfect. Let's see what else. So have you been leveling up weapons? Pretty good, honestly, in this game. Yeah, like it's been pretty good. Cause let me see. Cause right now, I've been saving because I want to build this one up. So how have you been leveling up weapons? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure I'm following. Like, what is the way you? Oh, in this, so you specterize, different or spectrumize. You spectrumize different items, right? And that's how you, you make these little orby bits, right? And with those, you attach them to your weapons, based on the synthesis points down the bottom, right? And it, depending on what you attach to it, it gets that element, right? So to build up the Smash Wrench, I need to increase the chill, right? Because that's the one that I'm missing out on. So what I'll need to do, I need to specterize. Let's do 4, because that'll give us 12. I think the threshold for the build up on this one should probably be 40. So if we attach you to there, if we attach you to this, that will give us something pretty dang good. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that's enough. Build up. Man, we need more chill. Alright, maybe 45 then. So if we do one more chill, then that should put us to the point. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because you could do weapons too. But I don't know, I don't know what I want to do as far as like a specific build yet. So right now I'm just kind of doing, yeah, like at this point, this early on, I don't want to like dedicate too much to like any single weapon really. Like I've just been kind of like leveling up as I've been going. I'll like once I know like what weapon like I want to go with, I'll probably like do a rework and start breaking down some like I'll purposely level up some stuff and then break it down to make better stuff. Cubic hammer. Let's do it. Building on up. What do we get? Hey, look at that. Hammer worthy of Thor himself. Just noticed your Monica is weaker than Max, despite her magic being stupid. Oh, is the magic really that much stronger? Like, I don't know, like, I've been leveling up Max just because, like, Max, I don't know. I mean, Max has a hand cannon. That's the real determining factor for me with Max, is just how busted OP the hand cannon is. Especially, I should build this up some too, because we need beast. Let's see, 20 beast. I have plenty of hunter gems. Let's see, hunter, yeah. Let's get that up to at least 20. That's probably a threshold. Yeah, Monica's a lot weaker. I haven't been using Monica nearly as much. I like the song that Max over here is playing. The song of explosions. So I've just been rolling with Max for a while. Which stinks because I know there's certain dungeons where you're like character locked. So eventually we'll have to build up. Man, we need more beasts for that? Goodness. I know eventually we'll have to like delve into into Monica more to be able to clear certain dungeons, but until then, Max is the go-to, just simply because he has a hand cannon. Alright, so build up. Yeah, so we're good on beast now, so smash. We have a few synthesis points. Why don't we... let's see. I bet this probably... Yeah, smash. Perfect. We need... Yeah, we only need 2. Let's go ahead and bust down 2 of those. Also, that sacrifice coin is really good if you pair it with absorption. Okay, I was going to say, because yeah, I've got those coins too, and I haven't done really anything with them yet. So that's good to know. Let's put you onto there, because that'll get it up to 30, which will probably be the threshold for build up. Let's double check. Oh, it's not. Goodness. Okay, so it needs a lot. Let's put 1 wind, because that might put us through the threshold. Let's do 1 cyclone. Yeah, let's do 1 cyclone on there. Let's see. There you go. Nice, nice. Let's see. Man. Okay, so the thresholds for this must be either 35 or 40. Probably 40 at that point. Yeah, that's pretty up there. Let's see. Fire. We'll need at least 3 in order to get it to the 30 threshold. Again, if the threshold is not... Oh, garbage. How many... I had 2. Just heads up, every time you level your bazooka, your XP will start getting to the point where your XP... Oh, I got you. Yeah, so yeah, once it levels up to a certain point, then yeah, I was going to say. Because yeah, depending on how leveled it is, yeah, it gets harder and harder. So the number of synthesis points you need gets more and more. So at a certain point, yeah, eventually I will have to like level up a alternative weapon and then stick it on there. You know what I mean? For now though, I mean it's okay as far as the build goes. Yeah, I'll have to work on I'll have to work on a separate weapon. Yeah, if you use this heroes by themselves, yeah. Yeah, eventually it will get to the point where we'll have to like have a second weapon that we start building up stronger. But for the time being, I mean, we've been pretty much like steamrolling through the dungeons so far, so it hasn't gotten to the point where we have to do too much yet. Let's see. So we need 1 more house. One more in order to have enough. Let's see. Go ahead and... Can't place any more of these on the map. Oh. Okay, did I already add another house? That I... one... Oh, okay, never mind. No, I've got enough. Switching your offhand to a weapon that's weak. Pop in with the, yeah, pop in with your bazooka. Last hit, pop in with the, okay. Yeah, switching your offhand to a weapon that's weak. Yeah, and last hit, pop in with your, okay, I got you. Yeah, yeah, I was going to say, that's probably a good way to go about it, because, yeah. Yeah, it would take a bit of work to, I already moved everybody in. Yeah, because it would take a bit of work to try to, pop them off with the unleveled up weapon. I got you. Nah, thanks for the tip, dude. So yeah, what I'll end up doing, actually, why don't we can do this real quick, actually. Let's do this real quick before, because there might be an already, because I think they stocked up on some new weapons and stuff. Let me see, because there might be a pretty decent starting one that we can get. Yeah, tiers of weapons, they are stupid expansive to level. Enemies only get stronger. I got you. And I love how, like, PlayStation 4 doesn't quite know how to make this work. Yeah. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay, no, there's only one gun, never mind. For some reason I thought there was like an already slightly more leveled gun that you could buy, but no, you can only get the classic. You can get a better wrench though, so we might end up doing that if we don't find one like in the dungeon itself. But I think that's pretty dang good. Let's go back to the lake real quick, because that's where we'll need to pick up next time. That's what I love about these games. They can be abused if you know how to do it without even glitching or yeah, right. Like, yeah, I remember back in the first game, like there was this glitch where you could basically, like, you could cheat the game and it would give you like a busted, it would like basically give you a busted weapon that you could use for leveling up stuff and like basically maxing weapons. Like, I remember that being like quite the exploit for the first game. And a lot of people, or like people I seen online, said that like it cuts down on the time it takes to play the game by a lot. Which I'm not like, eh. Oh, did it break saves? Yeah, I remember like some people doing it, but I remember there was like a caveat to that. Like, yeah, it like breaks your save, or like it makes it to where the game is basically busted in certain like components, you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember seeing that, because yeah, you could basically, what was it? You would talk to the shop, you would talk to a shopkeep, but also initiate like a trade sequence at the same time, or it was weird. I don't remember the glitch off the top of my head, but I remember it being it was a very specific thing that you had to do. Like, you had to trade, like you had to try to trade them a weapon, but at the same time, like, try to buy something. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's sort consumables up at the top. Come on, where they at? There we go, close enough. Yeah, you shuffle your inventory, that's what it is. Yeah, I remember it was like an inventory glitch, basically, that made it to where you could do that. Oh yeah, look at that! Oh, we are set up nice and neat for next time. That being said, it is 12:18 my time, so I'm probably going to be calling it a night here pretty soon. I was going to say, Salty, I don't know if you've already followed, but hey, feel free. I'm going to be playing this again tomorrow, so yeah, feel free to jump back by if you want. We're gonna just destroy this kid and his darn fish. 60 centimeter nonsense garbo largo. Man, cause I was so happy because I caught the Baku Baku and it was like 71 centimeters, and then he was like, nope, need a nuko, or a nunky. And it's just like, oh, come on, man, really? You need a very specific fish that's that size? I caught an even bigger one. Ding dang Baku Baku over here. But But now I'll probably be wrapping up pretty soon. Starting to get a little tired myself. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I got the Dungeon Master Platinum, dude. Like straight up, like I 100%ed the Dark Cloud 1, like that on here. Like, dude, straight up. That's it. Man, I love the first game, man. Like, and I really like this. Like, this has some like parts that have been like a little tedious to me, but like, don't get me wrong, I love these games, man. Like, these are solid games. Man, we got 4 treasure chest keys. I didn't even remember. I didn't even remember picking up the other 2. Like, I remember picking up 2, but I did not remember picking up another 2. I mean, I'm down for it though. But like, yeah, Dark Cloud 1, like, it's such a solid game, and like so far, like I've really been enjoying this one too. Like they're both just such good games, man. Like, and I hate that like not as many people know about them or like are aware, you know. Like, it's kind of like, man, you know, you gotta initiate people into the way of the Dark Cloud. Like, I've been trying to convince Mitchell, you know, the other guy here on CoopCouch, right? I'm trying to convince him to play him. I mean, granted, he's currently out on military service at the time being, so he's not gonna have a chance to play him anytime soon. But but now once he's able to, I'd like to show him these games too, because I think he'd probably like them. He's not as into like classic good old game, but he's down for some good old gameplay sometimes too. So one thing that I really need to do, and I don't know if I'll do it on stream, but I need to take pictures of things. It's like, that's one thing that I know is an important part of this game that I really haven't done on stream too much. There's a way to look at the darn pictures. I bet yeah, here we go. Well, I say that. Give me a minute. It also doesn't help that I'm tired and don't know how to play video games. What does he play, Fortnite? No, he's just into like some of like newer games. Well, I say newer games as in like within like the 2010 era, like 2010 and above era. Like Titanfall, oh, what's some other good examples? Like just games like that, like newer games. I guess it's Titanfall 2, I guess, is the most recent one. Let's go ahead and save, and then we can kind of wrap things up tonight. But no, he's in the more like modern games, and he does a lot more like first-person shooter stuff too. So compared to me, which like I'm stuck in a bygone era, aka the 90s and early 2000s. That's where I'm stuck. No, I like newer games too. Like, I mean, I'm way down for like Dark Souls, you know, your Bloodborns. I had been playing Elden Ring here on stream. We can go ahead and switch on over. We can chat for a little bit before I call it a night. I had played a bit of Elden Ring on stream too, but I decided I went into that one. I like games that innovate and don't try to shove it. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like there's a lot of games now where it's just like they try, I don't know, they try to fit like a specific mold for like what games are seemingly successful, and just like roll with it. And it's just like, you end up with a lot of like, I feel like a lot of newer games are kind of just like cookie cutter. That's the way that I say it. I've, you know, said it before. Hey, thanks, Salty Man. I don't know. What do you want me to refer to as? I don't think Salty Man is probably what you want to be referenced as. Salty Medpack. Salty Man. Salty Medpack, yeah. I got you. Salty. Alright. But yeah, the way that I see a lot of newer games lately, especially I feel like since like the PUBG Fortnite sort of meta kind of came into play, I feel like a lot of the newer games that have been coming around you know, not necessarily just in that vein, right? I feel like a lot of them are kind of like cookie cutter games where like they take a formula that seemingly works and then just like roll with it. Even before like Fortnite and PUBG, right? You had like the mobile game market, and the mobile game market, they've been rolling with that kind of stuff for ages. Or not Fortnite. Like I'm talking like the mobile market has been rolling with like just cookie cutter games for ages. Like that is the mobile market. Is just like, you know, they take this cookie cutter formula, sometimes literally cookie cutter, sometimes sometimes Candy Crush, and then there's like they take that formula and that meta and just like roll with it like 100 iterations, and it's just like yeah, no branching out, no trying anything new, right? Like yeah, they're very safe games. They fit into this kind of this mold, and it's like, okay, well, this mold's successful. It's not necessarily going to be the thing that everybody remembers like 10 years from now or whatever, but it doesn't need to be. It makes money, and then they can move on to the next project. And it's like, man, I don't know. Like that's why like the like the the 90s and especially like the early 2000s era, like PlayStation 2 era. Like I feel like there were so many great rememberable games from that era simply because they were all kind of unique. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you had some that were kind of like knockoffs of other ones, but even then, like, there were so many unique games at the time because, like, the definition for like what made a good game was still like kind of vague in a way. Yeah, yeah, before it has DLCs, right? Yeah, before DLCs were a thing. Yeah, where's my unlockable characters? Yeah, give me unlockable characters. That's all I ask for. Yeah, yeah, Savage, right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, DLCs, man. Like, yeah, the fact that they turned unlockable content in games like that into paid content. Like, okay, I guess in order to unlock this character, I guess I'll just have to swipe my card now. Cool. It takes the fun out of like trying to unlock stuff like that, man. Yeah, I knew they were gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, it was only a matter of time, matter of time before they tried to, before they tried to throw some, ugh, yeah, people trying to monetize everything anymore, man. Like, man, like back in good old days, you would just play the game. Yeah, $60 Halo for the story gameplay and multiplayer. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. And 10 more for new maps. Yep, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Ugh, but man, nah, like, nah, and that's the cool thing with like the 2000s era, like, or even like the 90s. Like, they still didn't know like what made a good video game, so there was like a lot of room for like doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I know one game that Mitchell actually played on stream. That was like one of his childhood games, Psychonauts. Like, and I was watching some of the video of him playing that, and I was just like, man, Psychonauts really was like whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mario 64 comes out. Right? Yeah, there were so many like there was a lot of room to kind of explore and like just do whatever you thought would be cool and like received well. That's why like you think like the good old like Legend of Zeldas and stuff like Ocarina did amazingly well, and it had no idea really what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like they I mean, there's so many games like that. I mean, the 64 era was like very experimental. Then you ended up, yeah, I was going to say like that was a bit annoying because I was like, especially because like some of the DLC felt like it should have been just like the base game, like part with the base game. It was like, oh man, Nintendo 2. Like, man. I mean, to be fair, I guess like I'm not even gonna compare. I was gonna say you could basically say Majora's Mask is basically the DLC to Ocarina, but it's a completely different experience. Like, oh man, yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like you want to support the devs, but at the same time there's certain practices that like are definitely like anti-player in a way, right? Right. Yeah, they keep nagging you for more. Yeah, because I mean that's the thing, right? Like I feel like I don't know, and that's the thing, right? Like I feel like you know, sorry, I was making sure my mic was good. Mike's been giving me some issues lately. Um, yeah, I feel like, especially like, I feel like the game market in general has moved on to the point where, like, they know like their audience is likely like teenage to like young adult, right? So like sort of 30s or lower, like within that range, and like sometimes 30 and above. Like I'll be playing games until I'm dead, but I'm just saying like in general. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it depends. Like it depends on like what games you're talking about. But like, I feel like their target demographic, as far as like how they're trying to. Well, yeah, that's true. I was gonna say kids with credit cards. Yeah, that definitely is like a market. But in terms of um like the targets are the people that are able to spend money, right? So that's going to be like either like you said, your kids with credit cards, or like that teenage and above group, like that actually have a job and like work, right? Yeah, GTA 5. Yeah, you're right. I was gonna say a surprisingly large number of kids play GTA. I'm just like, so much for ESRB. ESRB is a recommendation. Not a requirement. Like I don't know, man. Yeah, ESRB is basically non-existent. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have not actually. I have not even played the newest GTA. Like, not gonna lie. Call of Duty. Yeah, I was gonna say called. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like they basically took they took the formula of like some of like the Steam like Steam skin like on like Steam with some of their games, like you know what I mean, and like the skins and stuff that you'd get on those, and basically applied it to like the general video game industry. It's just like, man, now everything has it. Like, man, the yeah, kids with credit cards. Yep. Red Dead 2 came out. They still update GTA 5 exclusively. You'll love to see it. I don't know, man. Video games used to be good. I think is what we're concluding here. Video games used to be good. I mean, I mean, there's still good games coming out, right? Like, it just seems like, yeah, yeah, it used to be good, but I feel like there's still some good games. Like I will say, like in Elden Ring's defense, like it's not bad. It's not bad, but like it's been a certainly like a hurdle compared to like some of the others. Like, oh, ding dang controller connect all me. That's all right. I was gonna say, yeah, like yeah, the indie dev market right now is where like video games are like heading real quick. One, two, and three. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a rip off. Really? Like I'm actually not even like I don't hate on Elden Ring too much. Like it's weird because like I feel like there's like it's too open. I feel like there needed to be a little bit more direction with Elden Ring because like I was playing it on stream and like I decided like, oh well yeah, you reuse the asset. That's true. I will say they did shortcut quite a bit with Elden Ring. Like like as far as like the story and progression though, like I was playing it on stream and I decided to like put that aside for a bit because like I got to the point where like I didn't even know what I was supposed to be doing. Like I feel like Dark Souls works because like while they kind of give you some options as far as like how to progress through a level, it's still like a very linear experience, right? Versus like Elden Ring, where it's like it's too open and they don't really like their needs. While like I'm fine with like not having like a railroaded experience, like I'm down for not having a railroaded experience, right? But like I feel like Elden Ring didn't do enough to really push you towards what you're supposed to be doing, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Animations are from Dark Souls 3 and reuses the enemies from prior games. Yep. Yeah, same soldiers and zombies. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, now that I've yeah, now that I've like I've actually been playing it personally, like off stream. Because like during the stream, like I was making like basically no progress because like I didn't know where I was supposed to be going. Now I've been playing it just on my own personal time. I will say like I've made more progress, but even then, like I've still been so like lost as to really what I'm supposed to be doing. Like there's not really a like a route to the game, and I feel like with Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, I mean Bloodborne too, Bloodborne as well. It's like it gives you options to progress, but also doesn't like it it it's clear where you're supposed to go. Whereas Elden Ring's basically just like, here's a sandbox. Elden Ring's basically the Dark Souls sandbox, and it's kind of like that's appealing to the people that want to play in a Dark Souls sandbox, but like I kind of want more of a like I want a path. I want to like be able to like know like okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. This is what I'm doing. And you know what I mean? Like I was like, sure. Dark Souls sandbox, go for it. But I don't know. I kind of would have liked a bit more, I guess, natural progression with the game in a way. A bit more info as to like, okay, well, I know where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, extensively play Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. Hey, level 300 in Dark Souls 2? Jeez! I was gonna say, like, I've gotten up to, I think it was like 161 in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, Dark Souls 3. Dude, Dark Souls 3 is like, pretty top tier when it comes to Dark Souls for me. Yeah, removed assets and call it a new game. Real issue is that it's, open and empty. Yep, that's a good way to explain it. It's like, yeah. I think what makes the open game good is the engagement between the character and the world. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like it is true. Like there's a lot of and I will say like playing Elden Ring like first time, like it's been really fun because like you do kind of like, oh, well this is new. But the moment that you see it for the first time, it's not new anymore. And then it's like, oh, well now it's just something that I need to like just jump around, gives you no incentive to talk, right? That's the other thing. Like, yeah, there's like no incentive to like do hardly anything. Like I've been so yeah, man. Like Elden Ring, it was a good experiment, but I feel like impact, talking to NPCs, finishing the quests. It wasn't making the world much more empty than it is. I was going to say, even on the stream, there were times where I would talk to the people and like start what I thought was a quest line just to find out or just to end up with I think like so far like with the stream that I've been doing, like 5 NPCs have already died, and it's just like, no. Which one of you survive my conversations? Like legit, I think I've gotten like 5 NPCs killed, and it's like, what? That's true. That when I first played it, I was so confused that like I was trying to actively do the guard kick in the tutorial, and then somebody in the chat said like they made it a skill, and I was just like, okay, cool. So now I get to basically choose between that and then the stance with the longsword. Like I have to choose one or the other instead of having both, which is great. I would have liked to have had both, aka Dark Souls 3. Oh yeah, the blind woman quest. Yeah, yeah, I deliver a letter and then she's dead all of a sudden. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm done with that quest. Oops. And then I'm trying to think who else dies. The one gatekeeper guy. I accidentally like he looks like an enemy, so I accidentally knocked him off the roof. Yeah, then you meet another another blind girl. Okay, well, sounds good to me. Just all of them. Well, I guess like they're maidens or whatever, right? And I guess maidens are, I don't know, some lore bit, you know, whatever. But you know, yeah, there's. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the eyeball lady. Yeah, the grapes. You got any grapes? Yeah, I do. I don't know if I was supposed to tell her or not. Yeah, I straight up like I gave it to her and then I just didn't tell, because I think you could tell her, right? You could tell her what they are, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe it's best if I don't say something, because for all I know, this NPC, just like the other quest, probably will fall off a cliff and die somehow. It's like, ah, cool. You're supposed to tell her. Okay, I might have to do that then. At the time, I was just like, nah. You know what? I don't want these. I'm just gonna end up having every NPC dead. I'm surprised that what's his name, the little beast man that does your clothing stuff. Like, I'm surprised that he hasn't died yet, honestly. Because like every single NPC, man, like that's the thing with Elden Ring. Like, somehow I've gotten so many NPCs killed, and I'm just like, how in the world, man? I guess the most important thing is why I should at the open world. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the open world, kind of like I said, like once you have already kind of explored a bit of the open world, right? It kind of gets to the point where it's just like, all right, I've seen this, I've done that. All right, now where? And that's the thing. There's not enough natural progression to like the next thing, the next goal, the next place you're supposed to go. To where you just end up like just wandering like around so much. And again, kind of wandering around areas you may have already been to make sure you didn't miss anything. Because that's happened to me a couple of times where it's like I've been like looking around, happen to find like a cave or something. Turns out it's not really that important, just an extra cave. But it's kind of like, I don't know, like when you have no idea where you're supposed to go, it's kind of like, well, what kind of progression do I have? How do I know I'm even progressing at that point? Like it's tricky, man. Tricky. Because like I said, you know, with, you know, Dark Souls, like, you know, it's linear but not linear. Like, you have a couple of different ways you can go about basically the same linear path. Watchdog Legions, is it good? I was gonna say I've heard about it. Pretty good. Medieval game like it. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, like, yeah, there's some games. Oh, the stories, man. Hey, if the gameplay's solid though, right? Yeah, gameplay. I was gonna say, if you've got solid gameplay, I mean, that's, you know, hey, that's half the battle, right? Like, you know, dude, straight up, like, I'll play, like, if the gameplay is pretty solid, like, I don't even care about the story half the time when it comes to some game. Like, some games I purposely play because the story is garbage and funny to laugh at. They recruit people, they get kidnapped to recruit people, do missions for them. Insane. Nice. Oh yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, Watchdog Legions. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, my man. Oh yeah. That being said, I just looked at the time. I have gone over a little bit. It is depth to the people we recruit. Nice. I was gonna say, I started like, I haven't gotten to the point where I've decided whether I like it or not. I actually started to play Shadow of War, what do you call them? Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings game, Shadow of War. I started to play that. I haven't gotten far enough to know whether I'm liking it yet or not. So far it's pretty cool. Like, I like the idea of that game, being able to recruit the different orcs, or like having the different orcs have their own personality, stuff like that. Like, that's actually been pretty interesting. Because like it's almost like its own sort of self-contained like story generator in a way. So I haven't quite got far enough to know if I like it yet, but it could be pretty solid. Like, and if it is, I might end up playing it on stream, but I don't know. I haven't gotten far enough to know yet. But so far it's got me pretty interested. So I might end up visiting that at some point on stream. But now we got Dark Cloud 2 to play. Like, man, I've been having a lot of fun with this. I'm gonna be playing some more of it tomorrow. But yeah, like, Dark Cloud, man. But yeah, I am going to bed. I shall see you all here soon. Thanks to all you Coop operatives out there, as well as anybody else joining me by the couch today. You there, Salty Med Pack, thanks for jumping by. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, see you guys here next time. Like I said, tomorrow, or whenever I'm able to play next. So, but anyway, yeah, have a good one. Good night, all. Yeah, have a good one. Until next time.